Hello everyone, Dr. Suneel, Dhand, internal medicine physician. Welcome to another video. I want to share with you in this video a great piece of advice if you want to have diabetes, or perhaps more accurately, if you already have diabetes and want to keep it raging. Type 2 diabetes specifically is absolutely soaring right now across all age groups. It is alarming. Perhaps most worryingly in teenagers, we're seeing a pandemic of type 2 diabetes. But as I said, this is occurring at all ages. And this goes hand in hand with the obesity crisis and the addiction, unfortunately, not just in America, but to be fair, across the Western world, the addiction to ultra-processed foods, refined carbohydrates, and sugars. And it would be nice to have good leadership when it came to type 2 diabetes, because the ironic thing is that 100 years ago, wise doctors in both the East and the West knew how to treat type 2 diabetes far better than we do today under the influence of big business interests and also the pharmaceutical industry. And take it from me, type 2 diabetes does not need to be a life sentence, as the current system sets people up for. It is very reversible naturally, and that forms a core part of the work I am doing at the moment. But wouldn't it be nice to know that we had good organizations that were leading this charge? Look no further than the American Diabetes Association. This is a massive organization. Last time I checked, they had an annual revenue of over $100 million. Think about that for a moment. Why would any organization, or shall I call them a company, want to end or reverse diabetes or even cure it when they're making so much money from more people being diagnosed with the illness? Reflect on that for a moment. And unfortunately, the situation in the United States has drastically declined. It was not like this when I first moved here. Over the last few years, we have experienced more and more clown leadership in many different areas, no more so than in healthcare, with our main organizations, our physician societies, and the organizations which are supposed to be helping people. And look no further than the American Diabetes Association, because I'm going to share with you their latest piece of advice shared on social media. Wouldn't it be nice if they were really leading the charge against type 2 diabetes and obesity? But look at this here from Stacy, the Director of Nutrition and Wellness at the American Diabetes Association. Actually, if you look at her CV, she has previously worked for Kellogg's. Now, I would have been surprised by that maybe a few years ago, but not surprised anymore. That is how things work at the top of the healthcare field, a revolving door of conflicts of interest. And guess what happens in the meantime? People get sicker and sicker. So let's look at what Stacy had to say. What advice did she share for diabetics on the social media feed of the American Diabetes Association? Some nutrition advice here. Let's take a look.
Hello everyone, I'm Stacy, the Director of Nutrition and Wellness at the ADA. We get asked a lot about where to start for meal planning for people diagnosed with prediabetes or diabetes. A simple start is using the diabetes plate method. Find a 9-inch plate. These are usually the smaller luncheon or salad plates in your dinnerware set. Fill half the plate with non-starchy vegetables like leafy greens, green beans, broccoli, and then 1/4 of the plate from lean protein, and the remaining quarter section of your quality carbohydrate choice, such as starchy vegetables, rice, pasta, bread. Drink calorie-free beverages for hydration. And as you get familiar with the amounts, it's easier to incorporate combination foods. But when in doubt, eat more non-starchy veggies. Check out the article linked below for more information.
Did you hear that? Absolutely terrible, shocking advice there to a type 2 diabetic. I don't know where to start. I have so many thoughts. I could probably make a 2-hour-long video on my response just to that little clip. But let's start off with some basics and then we'll get to the main point. I don't think there's enough protein there. They haven't prioritized protein. I think there's probably too many starchy vegetables. But the main part is this obsession with giving type 2 diabetics carbohydrates, 1/4 of the plate for rice, for pasta, for bread. Really? Consistently every day, that's what you want to do? In fact, if you go to the American Diabetes Association website, they have whole sections dedicated to how to give type 2 diabetics sugary desserts. This is utterly ludicrous. You're taking someone, a type 2 diabetic whose body can't process carbohydrates, and you're pummeling them with carbohydrates. How can that possibly make sense? It can only possibly make sense for 3 different reasons. Number 1, either you are completely ignorant about how type 2 diabetes works and that it is a problem of insulin resistance. I do not believe that that is the case. They cannot possibly be that ignorant. Number 2, they secretly want to create a recurrent customer base. As rates of this illness continue to soar, it's more and more money flowing in. Very possible that's the case. Or number 3, they don't want to do anything which might jeopardize their big pharma sponsors who give them millions of dollars every year. Hey, if people out there start reversing type 2 diabetes naturally, then what's going to happen to the need for medications? I don't like to think that that's the case, but you never know. Nothing would surprise me these days. Type 2 diabetes is a problem of insulin resistance. People have way too much insulin in them that they are secreting because their bodies are overwhelmed, usually with an unhealthy lifestyle that they've had for many years. So why would the American Diabetes Association be giving people advice that would increase their endogenous insulin levels? Makes no sense whatsoever from a scientific standpoint. It is utter rubbish. Again, what a clown world we are living in. And it is so very sad indeed that we are now increasingly in a position that if you want to remain sick with chronic illness, the best thing you can do is listen to advice from the medical industrial complex. Because surely with advice like that, people will stay sick and their illnesses will inevitably keep getting worse. I don't know what else to say. Complete clown world. I am speechless. But if you have any other thoughts or comments, feel free to let me know down below. Thanks everyone for watching. Dr. Suneel Dhand. If you are interested in naturally reversing type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes, you can sign up for my free newsletter dedicated to that topic. You can also check out the other links down below, including to my uncensored platform. Take care everyone. Hit the like button if you like this video and the bell button for more similar videos in the future. Have a fantastic weekend and we will speak again very soon.